What's up guys, Jacob Owens here for the Buff Nerds, and recently I just shot and directed a music video for Loveless featuring OT Genesis. When this video came out, I got a lot of requests from you guys on Instagram and DMs asking me how I did the lighting for this video as well as how I shot it and different things like that. So I'm going to break down a few of the looks on how we shot it and how we lit the music video that you guys saw. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'll link it in the description below so you can go and check that out. So first up is this setup, which I actually randomly just thought of like about 3 days before the shoot. I told my producer to go get a big piece of plexiglass, and so we could basically shoot through it. We put the artist in between the plexiglass and the neon sign behind him, and then we dirtied up the plexiglass with flour to make it look like some cocaine, and then basically we used just a couple lights to light him. So you can kind of see one light right here. This is a Kino 2 bulb that we were using and holding off to the side. Right now it's in between shots. It's just kind of lighting up the backdrop here a little bit on the wall. And then right here we have my Dracast lighting setup, my 1x1 Dracast light. Again, I'll link all this gear in the description below as well. So my Dracast lighting setup, which is acting as the key fill here. We had tungsten. That's what's lighting him here. Then over here we have that ice light that I just made a video about recently. We have a grip hand holding that off to the side over here, and you can see that we put a green gel on it to give him a nice little green edge here. And then we have a nice little backlight coming from the neon sign, and I'm shooting through the glass. We did the same thing with OT Genesis right here. You can see that more in detail. We have the Kino bulb lighting the front, kind of lights up a little bit of the plexiglass in the flower here, and then you can see the handheld ice light from one of the grip PAs over here, and then we have Will over here holding the 1x1 Dracast LED. We have a little bit of a blue kind of teal gel in front, so that's acting as our key source on OT. You can see he's lit by that blue. He's kind of got that blue teal tone. Again, the neon sign kind of pumping behind him. Ha, joke, pun intended, because the sign says pumping. And yeah, so these three lights for that setup. Just kind of this front light lighting up the plexi a little bit. We got the blue teal Dracast light as the key source for OT Genesis, and then a little bit of a green edge. And so you can kind of see what that scene looks like right here. So right there, there's the shot. So you can see the kind of the orange Kino lighting up the front a little bit. We got the neon sign pumping behind him. You can see that green edge on this side, and then you can see the teal blue on this side. So that is that lighting setup from that picture. Pretty simple lighting setup, nothing too crazy, but just a fun and unique way shooting through some plexiglass. So think like that, get creative with your shots and your lighting. I love to play with contrasting colors, and what really goes well with blues and greens are some yellows and oranges, and so that's why this image looks so nicely together. And that's why you have like teal and orange LUTs, because teal and orange really complement each other. And so that's kind of what we did with this lighting setup. We got a little bit of a teal color, and then we got the orange up front. So we shot this video on two red dragons. Well, this is a red dragon, and then this is the red Scarlet W, I believe. So yeah, we were running two cameras, A cam right here, B cam. We were running Airy Ultra Primes. I was shooting 6K on the A cam, and we were shooting 5K on the Scarlet W, because that's the highest resolution it goes to. Little secret here, we were using Hollywood Black Magic filters in the matte box. So Hollywood Black Magic, look it up. Those were the filters we were using. It kind of just softens the blacks a little bit. It gives it a nice little kind of glow and soft look in the black, so it's not super crushed. And then what you see with a lot of these shots, these kind of blurry, there's some moments where it seems like it's like kind of blurry and it's slowed down and the frames aren't all there. And what I did for that is I actually made the shutter, I think I put the shutter to 12, so half of 24. You can do that on a red, you can lower the shutter. There's a few cameras you can do that with, but I lowered the shutter to 12, and what that does is it leaves out frames, because your standard frame rate is 24. So I lowered the shutter to 12, and that kind of gives this like blurry, dreamlike, trippy effect. And that's what a lot of the you know, so if you're wondering why some of the footage looks like kind of blurry and choppy, that is why. I made the shutter a 12, I believe, was the right shutter that I used. This was lit by that ice light again. So we had a car mount off the side of the car, and then lighting, the only light lighting the scene is that ice light that I was just showing you, sitting in the seat right next to him, shining up some tungsten with a little bit of a orange and red gel. I think I wrapped two gels over the light, yellow and a little bit of a red to kind of give this orange kind of color. And so yeah, that was the only light lighting the scene. It was sitting right off to the side here, lighting OT, car mount off the side, driving. That's it. That was the only light used in that scene. So again, you can see how versatile that light is right there. Again, there's a close-up of that scene. And then lastly, one of the looks that I did in this video to kind of get some cool transitions is when I filmed the neon sign close-ups. Again, I filmed them at 12 frames a second, and what that allowed me to do was create these kind of, like, again, blurry, trippy kind of effects, and then I would overlay them. So right here, I would just kind of whip the camera back and forth violently around, and that would give me these like little transition pieces. You can see it there. So you can see those throughout the entire video, and all those are little neon light, basically, you know, clips that I was just whipping the camera around on, and then changing the opacity layer of those clips. So that was a way I created a cool, unique transition effect, lighting effect, was just simply using the right frame rate and then changing the blend mode of the clip. Alright guys, so I'm going to keep it at that for the breakdown of this video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below so I can answer them, and, you know, drop a like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't seen the music video yet, go check it out. Leave a nice little comment on the music video as well, saying, you know, Buff Nerds, Jacob Owens, whatever. Say something nice, but appreciate it. And appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch and be supporters of the channel. So with that being said, I'm Jacob Owens for the Buff Nerds. I'll see you next time.